against the 12 seeds United States of America. Conditions from a weather perspective near perfect out here at Paulson Pier, and a massive local Toronto crowd has come out to cheer the Canadians, they hope, all the way to the bronze medal day.
Yeah, it's just perfect weather, 73 degrees Fahrenheit, 83% humidity, just a breeze, 4-mile-an-hour winds. Yesterday there was rain, there was wind. Today, perfect beach volleyball conditions.
Great play in the opening point. Oh, and look at that for a pokey from John Hyden.
This is going to be an absolute battle. United States has faced Canada with a 14-9 record in 2016 on the World Tour, but Canada leads 2-1 in bronze medal matches when facing the United States.
That's a lovely shot from Schalk. It's going to be fast and furious, a real dynamic start. The opening points, both teams not wanting to ease into their game. They mean business from the get-go, Dane.
Yeah, both these teams are really fired up. They both lost to Brazilian teams in the semifinal. Neither team had their best match. They just ended up facing a team that was a little bit better as Bourne gets that ball to the ground. And they know that there's a lot on the line right now. They would love to get on the podium. And as I told you earlier, Nick, it's about bringing home that jewelry. Fourth place, you get nothing. Third place, you bring home that bronze.
$20,000 to the third place team here as well, which is a nice payday. Here's Saxton at the net, but Bourne is doing some sensational blocking at the moment. Oh, there's a lovely shot though. Schalk read the defense lovely, cuts it across the court. Canada tied the scores.
We're going to keep an eye on that blocking battle. Remember, Ben Saxton, he can catch fire at times, and also the young Bourne as well.
Bourne sets it up for Hyden to attack for the USA, floats that ball over the top of the block of Ben Saxton.
Ben Saxton, Schalk, playing in front of a home crowd. You couldn't ask for a better way to finish off the season. There's a shank ball into the net, and John Hyden is going to get that ace serve.
Holds the record, Hyden, as the oldest player to have won a beach volleyball FIVB Tour competition. He was back in Berlin. 2014, he was 41 years of age there. He's 43 and still as hungry as ever.
Great roll shot cross court, and this is going to be a battle. You're talking about the number 4 seeded team from Canada versus the number 12 seeded team coming in. And then remember, there's only 12 teams in this tournament. Bourne, John Hyden, they did not play in the Olympic Games. They ended up the 3rd American team behind Jake Gibb and Casey Patterson, so they didn't get that opportunity. So they special appearance here to make it. The thing is, they had more points for the World Tour Finals than Jake Gibb and Casey Patterson. That's how they beat them out to get to this event. But it was Casey Patterson and Jake Gibb who made it to the Olympic Games, but they didn't make it out of pool play, so a rough go at it for them.
And it was in pool play that the Americans beat the Canadians. That's why they're playing so confidently here. And there's a lovely block at the net for Bourne, 27-year-old out of Honolulu, but now residing in Redondo Beach in California. Opening up a handy advantage here in the early part of this first set, 6-3 to the USA. And here is the youngster, Bourne with service. Oh, almost there with another block. Good attacking shot from Schalk of Canada.
Schalk, it must be a nice welcome to have Bourne in front of him instead of Alisson, because Alisson really put on a blocking clinic in the semifinals. And he's having a little better luck against Bourne.
Oh, it was a beautiful set from Saxton, but Schalk just didn't quite get on the right end of the ball there. Puts it out of play and allows America to maintain their 3-point lead.
Schalk, he's really going to have to make sure that that ball stays inbounds. He cannot afford to make those errors.
Oh, good play. Good play from Schalk at the net.
Line. Come on.
Good play from Bourne again. One of the least experienced players on the court, and only his 5th season on the FIVB World Tour. But what he lacks in experience, he makes up with pure passion out there on court.
It's been a tough, long season for both of these squads. Canada made it to the Olympics Games where they finished in 9th. The United States groveling. Look at this save by Bourne. I don't know how he got that ball back in the court. Oh, and John Hyden, the 43-year-old, continues to amaze, finishing that shot cross court and down to the ground. Look at this rally, though. Somehow Bourne gets that ball back in play. Here it is. John Hyden sacrificing the body. A little roundhouse athleticism by Bourne, keeping it in. And that may be one of the best saves that we have seen in the tournament so far. And to top it off, the Americans end up winning the rally.
And opening up a 4-point advantage, 9-5 to the USA in the blue and white shirts. Canada playing in their traditional red and white. There's Schalk on the attack. Oh, a beautiful block from the youngster Bourne at the net. Not for the second time of asking. Saxton puts it away for Canada. 6-9.
Ben Saxton has such an array of shots. He can go away from his body, but one of his favorite shots is going cross-body back down that line.
Saxton serves. Nice set from Hyden for Bourne. Cross-court spike, perfectly timed. A 4-point advantage, back with the USA.
I'll tell you what, this team of Kame Schalk and Ben Saxton, they have come a long way in the last couple of years, really climbing the ladder. And they attribute it a lot to moving to Southern California and training there against some top competition. I know they train against Jake Gibb and Casey Patterson, and they have gotten to a point where their game has elevated so much that they believe that they can get out there and win tournaments at any given time. They have yet to get to the top of the podium. A second in 2015 in Yokohama, their best and top finish, but a third here in the World Tour Finals would be something special as Kame Schalk puts it away cross court.
Nice play from Canada. Waiting patiently for the ball to come off the net before setting it up for Schalk. Good play from Saxton here. There's his partner putting it down.
Gets his feet right under the ball. Kame Schalk, a very good technical play.
Bourne on the attack for the USA. Down the line is a successful hit.
Bourne, he likes that no look down. If I were scouting against Bourne, when he faces his shoulders really sharp cross court, I think it's a giveaway. He wants to hit that no looker right down the line.
Service error from the American. That's a gift for Canada. It's good to see the Americans pushing hard here. No matter what the outcome of this match, it'll be their best result of the major series for 2016. And their best result in an FIVB Tour Finals. Saxton serves deep to Bourne. Hyden with the set. Bourne floats the ball over the top of Saxton's block, right on the line.
He couldn't have placed this one any more perfect. He rolls it over. It hits just the outside of the line. Beautifully executed shot by the 27-year-old Bourne.
Technical timeout with a total of 21 points on the score. Each team can call their own timeout, one per set. But with a total of 21 on the scoreboard, there is a technical timeout, a third possible timeout within the match. Good start for both teams. Difficult to separate them right now, but let's not forget that the Canadians lost to the Americans in pool play. That's giving a little edge of confidence to the USA, but also, understandably, the Canadians looking for a little bit of a revenge from that pool play of last Wednesday.
Well, you know what, Nick? It's interesting that once again we're covering a match where revenge is in play. We saw it earlier where Ivandro and Pedro, they avenged an earlier loss. And then also the German women avenged a loss in the finals against the Swiss team where they had played them earlier in the tournament. Here is the exact same case. Bourne and John Hyden defeated these Canadians early on in pool play. Will they come back and avenge the loss? That ball out of bounds by Schalk.
Gives a 4-point advantage to the American duo of Bourne, John Hyden, both now residing in California. There is Bourne at the net. Hyden with the float serve. Set from Saxton of Canada. Schalk is covered easily by Hyden, who now attacks for the USA. Flags stay down. They're starting to creep away here now with the USA, 14-9.
Really a solid start for Team USA. 5-point comfortable lead. A lot of the damage has been done. They can settle into their side-out game. Look at this pursuit by Bourne. Oh, wow. Showing his wheels right there. He almost got to that one, almost kept that ball in play.
Absolute commitment here. And the Americans could have got this back over the net if it were not for running out of room.
Great hustle.
Banner system there on the side. Yeah, hustle is the word.
You love to see that type of effort. Not sure if you can get it, but you go anyways. You don't make that decision, you just pursue. Schalk and Ben Saxton really have had a solid year when you look at the majors. Their only misstep really in the Hamburg major where they got 17th. Aside from that, a 3rd in Torridge, a 9th in Stade, a 3rd in Klagenfurt. 2 top 3 finishes, and they're trying to make it 3 out of 5. That would be pretty impressive, 3 out of 5 in the top 3 for the Canadians if they can get on the podium here today.
Here is Canada with service. Hyden sets the ball up for the USA. Lovely put away from Bourne. He's an exciting young player coming out of the US, Bourne.
Bourne is a dynamic athlete, and I think he carries that torch for the future of American men's beach volleyball. It'll be interesting who he ends up playing with, because you know John Hyden, he probably won't make any type of a run for 2020, being at 43 years young right now. But who knows, right? Stranger things have happened.
Oh, I'd love to see him do it. There's Bourne with a lovely set for his partner, John Hyden, who gets a nice cut on the ball.
Collision underneath the net, some show of sportsmanship. You never want to do that. Never want to endanger the player on the other side of the net. John Hyden knows that. So very apologetic there. Looks like nobody is hurt. Little broad jump there and coming under the net, John Hyden.
Oh, another spectacular block from Bourne. Beautiful play. And 17-11, quick side switch out on court. But Canada, it looks like, are going to call a timeout, or are they just... Yes, they have.
Solid block by Bourne. He has 2 blocks so far. 0 blocks on the other side of the net for Ben Saxton. And Ben Saxton, such an effective blocker, but he has been quiet here. He was really quiet against Brazil in the semifinal against Alisson and Bruno. And I believe for Canada to get the victory, he needs a couple of blocks per set. And he's yet to get a block up on the board. So Ben Saxton, he is dangerous at times, though. When he catches fire, look out. He can bunch them together. Crowd really coming out today to support the Canadians, and so happy here in Toronto to have the tour back in action after 16 years away.
There's a great atmosphere out there. And also at the beach volleyball village that surrounds center court here as well. Real party atmosphere, but it's back to business on center court. Canada need to dig deep here now. This first set is going America's way. And look at that for another spectacular block from Bourne. Oh, they're in trouble. Saxton's just on his feet. That was a lucky escape for Canada, and a very valuable point.
It really was. Bourne tried to be a little bit too aggressive, throwing that ball up to the net a little bit too close, and the Canadians taking advantage.
Schalk serves to Bourne. Bourne now attacks for the USA. Oh, pummels that right into the chest of Schalk. 6 clear again, the USA.
Line. Ready? Over. Come on.
That was just out of the play from Hyden. Oh no, the ball is good, my apologies. Ball is good, 19-12.
Dominant performance right now. Hasn't been spectacular. It's just been very businesslike for the United States, extending this lead to 7.
There it is.
Oh, lovely shot there from Schalk. Timed that one perfectly, floats over the top of the American block and then drops like a stone to the rear of the court. Inbounds. And a much needed point for Canada, still 6 behind the USA. Saxton to serve. Oh, and there's an ace. That's for no, it's not. It's out. My apologies again. Set point for the USA. Good save from Schalk there. Second set point for the USA. Just need to side out here to wrap up this first. There it is, 21-14. The United States of America take the first set in the bronze medal match and take it quite emphatically, I have to say. Good play from the Americans.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Martin.
Looking to pick it up where they left off last Thursday when they beat this Canadian team in pool play 2-0.
United States came out in this first set really meaning business. Blocking was solid by Bourne, and the defense by John Hyden, the 43-year-old in the backcourt, was just perfect right now. If you're Canada, you're thinking, we got to make some adjustments. We got to serve the ball a little tougher, maybe get the Americans in a little bit of trouble, and we also have to capitalize as many times as possible when they have opportunities. And of course, I always go back to it. You got to eliminate those unforced errors. There is the serving by Bourne and Hyden. 90% of the serves in, and they're scoring at 1 at every 3 serves. They are scoring a point, so 33%. That's a very high percentage to be scoring when you are serving the ball on the other side of the net for Canada. 7% they're scoring. They're keeping the ball in 93% of the time. I'd like to see them take more risks, maybe miss a few more serves, but create some more point-scoring opportunities.
Here we go with the second set. United States of America 21-14 in the first. And the USA put the first point on the board in the second set. Bourne and John Hyden. Starting to look very confident down there. Canada really do need to dig deep. They have to win this second set to stay in the match and take it to a third and decisive set.
That's a nice high hit by Schalk. Such a great right side player. Sees the court really well. Goes high off the block of Bourne. Ben Saxton.
Good serve from Saxton. Splits the two American players. But a nice pokey. Oh, unlucky for Schalk. Absolute commitment, a great dive and save. But it was just out of play. 2-1 to the USA.
Here's the roll shot. Just gets that up, but out of bounds for Schalk. Look at John Hyden. Overpass. Wow. That is not an error that you want to make. A great opportunity to score a point for Canada, and there's a little spin on the ball. I don't think that they compensated for that. Here's the dig. It's got a lot of spin. He goes to pass it, and he doesn't take the spin out of it. It goes right over the net in Bourne's hands.
Saxton sets the ball up for Schalk, and it's another beautiful block from Bourne.
Oh, it is a tough day for Schalk. First, he had to deal with Alisson, and he really put on a blocking clinic, and you thought that he was going to have a lot more success against the smaller blocker if you compare him to Alisson of Bourne. But I'll tell you what, Bourne is giving Schalk fits, and they are not going to let up. They will be relentless in serving the ball that way and testing Schalk. He's going to have to dig deep here to pull this one off.
Schalk serves Hyden. Hyden now on the attack for the USA.
Gotta go.
Saxton with a set. Oh no, he has to go over. Touched his fingers before.
Come on, Johnny. No, come on.
Oh, another very good shot from Hyden. He's picking his shots very skillfully, the American veteran player. 7 points total on the board, a switch of sides. Here's another lovely little roll shot from John Hyden.
He's so deceptive. He's so good. You know, he played indoor volleyball at San Diego State, where he was the MVP on the team from his freshman year all the way to his senior year. So he was a leader right out of the gate. And this time, Ben Saxton gets an opportunity and crushes that ball cross court.
Saxton needs to get his service running here. It's a good serve from Ben, just what he needed. But again, Ben. John Hyden has the answers at the net. Such a wide repertoire and skill set that the Canadians just no idea which way the ball's going to go to the last moment.
I like what Ben Saxton's doing. He's trying to get as much involved as possible. Even though they're serving his partner, Schalk, he's trying to do whatever it is that he can. Serving tough. His last serve was really nice. They're going over on two, relieving some of the pressure off of Schalk.
He uses the block.
Using the block big time right there. Looked like the set was a little bit tight, but Bourne went right for the high hands.
7-4 to the USA. John Hyden with service. America have already wrapped up the first set. A little bit of a shank on the serve receive there from Saxton. But Schalk gets his partner out of trouble. And Canada put it away nicely.
Just an absolutely beautiful set right there. Here's the pass. Look at Schalk sacrifice his body as he falls down. Puts up a perfect set. A little tight, but Ben Saxton knows what to do.
Unlucky. Too long the service from Saxton and Canada. 4 points clear the USA.
Jeez, Bourne is just looking like a beast up at the net. Little frustration. Schalk pulls the net after that one. This one is blocked right off of Schalk's head. And give credit to Bourne. He is getting up and over the net. Remember, Bourne, he is just 6'5", pretty big block, but not like the 6'8" Alisson, the 6'11" of Vondro. He would be considered one of those undersized blockers. Not as short as Prudel from Poland at 6'3". He's a full-time blocker. But I'll tell you what, he is playing a big game right now up at the net, and he is giving the Canadians fits.
9-5 to the USA. Here is Bourne with service. That's a beautiful serve and a great serve receive from Schalk. Oh, great play from the Americans to keep the ball up. Saxton now sets for Schalk. Schalk puts it away. Great rally, superb play from both teams, but Canada claimed the point.
Canada needs a few more points like that. It energizes the crowd. It really gets them going, and they somehow have to turn this momentum around. It seems like the Americans have continued to hold them down. Maybe this is the play that starts to turn the tides. There's the pokey. by Schalk. And then he puts that ball away cross court. They need to chip away at this lead, and they need to do it quick.
Schalk serves Bourne. Hyden with the set for his partner. Once again, then Saxton is up at the net with one hand, not two. Makes it relatively easy for the American to swipe the ball off the block. Hyden. That's a tricky serve. Better shot, better angle from Schalk. Still keeping the Americans within 3, but the pressure is on Ben Saxton and Schalk. Having lost that first set, they must win this second. Saxton with service. Another long service. Another service error, Dane. Frustrating Ben, if nobody else.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch as well. He needs to go back to the drawing board with his serve because it needs to be a little more consistent, and it also has to be a little more effective. As soon as the Canadians get momentum, they just kind of give it back with these serves out of bounds. There's Saxton putting the ball away. Such a great team, this Canadian team, but consistency, very up and down at times, and they just need to keep that ball in play at times to allow their opponent another opportunity to make a mistake. Right now, 3 blocks for Bourne, 0 blocks for Ben Saxton. Let's see if Ben Saxton can get things going now.
Hyden on the attack for the USA. Another spectacular cut shot at the net from John Hyden. 4 points clear, the USA. Here is Hyden at 43 years of age with that nice float serve. Saxton sets it up for Schalk. Oh, and over on 2. Challenge from Canada coming here.
So you see how Schalk stopped the play, which you have to do. You can't let the play go on and then go back and challenge. You have to challenge immediately. So they challenged a net violation early on. I don't see a lot of rebuttal from the Americans. So maybe Bourne was guilty. We're going to get a good look at it. And if there was no net fault, it would be a United States point. If there is a net fault, it would go to the Canadians.
Net fault or not?
There it is. It's not the play that we just saw in the official rule. Schalk is saying that is not the play I challenged. That happened right after that. So they're going to have to take a look at the play after that because the play was...
Oh, the crowd don't like it, do they?
Well, they're going to look at the right play. The problem is they looked at the wrong play that wasn't being challenged. It's a tricky system where you have to really be on point on when you call your challenge. You have about 5 seconds to call a challenge, but you can't let the play continue. If you want to challenge something, you call it immediately.
We need the action before. Was there a net fault? Yes or no? Not the last one. The action before.
I said, can we just... Yeah, he knows they touched it. Can you touch the net?
And when requesting the challenge,
USA saying that touched
within
it.
5 seconds.
USA player saying...
Here we go. There's the official review. They finally got it up on the big screen. Let's see if we can take a look here. Yeah, here it is. That's not it. It's before what we just saw on the television screen. They got it right, though, in the arena.
You could actually hear one of the American players say, "We touched the net, take the point, let's get playing." Unfortunately, there's a total score of 21 now on the board, which means we have a technical timeout. It's time for everybody to regroup, refocus.
Side out quote, Hyden and Bourne, 96% siding out. That is off the charts right now. So Canada has to figure out a way to score some points. Right now, the United States is an absolute wall when it comes to siding out, putting the ball away almost 100% of the time. It's funny, during that challenge situation, John Hyden said, can we just continue playing because we know we're guilty. We know that we netted. They just had the wrong footage up on the net. So a little sportsman conduct. He wanted to get this thing going. He knows that as a veteran, he does not want to lose the momentum. And right now, the United States really has all the momentum on their side.
Saxton with service for Canada. Here's John Hyden on the attack for the USA. Great save from Schalk. And after all the controversy of the challenge and then the timeout, Canada earn a much-needed and well-deserved point.
Canada has to use these situations to their advantage. Crowds getting involved. There's a joust at the net. Schalk comes in, rips the ball right at John Hyden. There's some emotion. And now it's about stringing the points together. Ben Saxton has had some trouble serving all day. He needs a tough one in here.
That's better from Saxton. But a lovely roll shot from John Hyden to maintain America's 3-point lead and 1-0 advantage over Canada.
It was a tough side out. Give Ben Saxton a lot of credit. He ripped that ball nicely into the court. Really tough serve. We need to see more of that.
27-year-old Bourne with service right down the middle of the two Canadian players. Saxton on the attack. That's a better play from Ben Saxton.
Saxton starting to kind of get into his groove, starting to play the volleyball that he is capable of. He just needs to get his thing going at the net because he is such a great blocker when things are going his way.
Oh, service error this time from Schalk. The 30-year-old local from Toronto. Oh, that is frustrating. Good shot from Schalk, making amends for that poor service. But Canada are still looking to try and pull back the break. 2 behind the USA. Saxton needs to find some consistency to his service game.
Go, 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 go!
Another good shot from John Hyden. He's having a great match.
John is just one of those players who's always consistent. He's not going to give you much.
And a big serve from Bourne. Almost there with the block, not quite.
Gets to be a little panic time for Canada. You have to start pressing a little bit right now because you have to have that sense of urgency. You're running out of time. The United States is 6 points away from locking this thing up.
Come on, John, angle. Go, go!
Well, that set's way off the net, but somehow Schalk saves it. Hits the outside of the line. Incredible.
Now, hopefully that will give Canada the confidence to change up a gear now and take control of this second set.
They are loving it here in Toronto. Completely sold out, packed house. Couldn't have been closer. Schalk little inside set, falling off the net, somehow calibrates it, measures it right, and hits the outside of the line. So Canadians need to use this. Taking a look at our heat map where the ball is being served for Canada. 86% inbounds, and they've increased. Remember, they were at 7%, now at 11% of the time when serving, they are scoring points. So manufacturing a few more points, and that is why they have cut this lead to just 1. The other side of the net, the United States, 94% of the serves inbounds. Remember, they were at 33% in terms of point scoring when serving. Now they're down to 28%. So the tide's slowly turning in Canada's favor. Can they continue this?
A little bit of a shank on the serve from Hyden. And Saxton reads it perfectly. Scores are all tied at 15-all. Momentum now with Canada. And can they take hold of that momentum and convert it into a second set victory?
John Hyden said, I want to challenge that. And Carlos Rivera said the ball was down. You can't challenge it. I don't know what he's talking about. Of course you can challenge. And it doesn't matter when he netted there. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to take a look, see if there was a net violation. There's the press over. I'm not sure if Ben Saxton hit the net. His shirt may have hit the net. There's the immediate challenge call, and the ref saying, no, the ball's down. I think he rethought that and said, yeah, I better take a look here. So here is the replay. No fault. I think John Hyden saw the ball hit the net, and that's where he thought that it was Ben Saxton, but no fault. So a huge point for Canada.
15 points all on a 3-point run here, Canada. This to take the lead in the second set. Here's Hyden on the attack again with Saxton. And rolls that down the line very nicely. Canada back, trailing by 1, 16-15 to the USA. Hyden will serve for the USA.
If you're Canada right now, you have to continue to apply pressure. You need a side out right here. Good hustle by the United States trying to get that ball up, but very important point for the Canadians, tying it up at 16.
Saxton with service. Great serve from Saxton. At last, I hear many of you say, Ben Saxton finally gets that serve where he wants it. He's had more service errors than he'd care to count throughout the day. But when it really matters, Saxton gets that ball in the perfect position.
Right to John Hyden's right side. Kind of shanks it close to the net. Hyden and Bourne try to get the set that they want, but it goes a little too close to the net. Canada now really taking advantage of the United States mistake.
Good call from Bourne to his partner, John Hyden. Ball is out. Scores tied at 17-all, but Canada must win this second set to take this match to a third. Bourne serves to the middle of the two Canadian players. Saxton is now on the attack. Oh, and a little kiss off the net helps Canada take the advantage to 18-17.
What a great put away by Canada. And they are using this energy. This crowd is as loud as I've heard it all week long. They are trying to do anything they can to catapult their team over the top and force a third set here.
Schalk serves for Canada. Cross court to Hyden. Set from Bourne. Hyden now attacks for the USA. Perfect timing from the American veteran. Deep to the far corner of the Canadian side. We're all tied at 18-all. John Hyden with service. Floats the ball to Saxton's feet. Saxton now on the attack. Oh, right between the two American players. Perfect play from Ben Saxton, who's raised his game just at the right time in proceedings.
Smart play, coming aggressive. Why Bourne drops off the net.
Oh, it's another service error from Saxton. And that could have taken the Canadians to set point if he'd have been successful.
I'm trying to think if it's a good idea that he just stands down and floats that ball in. I think he had a better opportunity blocking than going for these aces.
Saxton sets for Schalk. Oh, it is set point for Canada. Get ready for this center court to erupt. If they make the next play, Canada will take this match to a third and deciding set. Schalk serves. Serves deep to Bourne. A little touch from Hyden, Bourne. Oh, levels the scores now. You have to win by 2 clear points.
That was the opportunity right now. A great serve by Canada. The United States was in complete trouble, and somehow Bourne got that ball to the ground.
John Hyden with service. Saxton sets for Schalk. Oh, the block is there. The advantage back with the United States of America. That block from Bourne gives the USA match point. They are looking for the bronze medal.
Bourne is pumped up. He started yelling before this ball was hit, as if he already knew he was in perfect position to stuff that ball down. Look at how far he gets over the net, presses. Beautiful technique right there by Bourne.
The capacity crowd here at Paulson Pier, Toronto, doing everything they can to lift Canada now. Canada call a timeout, a chance to breathe, a chance to slow things down, because we'll come back out on court and it will be match point for the USA.
Blocks 4-1. That's been the big difference. Bourne at the net. Only 1 block for Ben Saxton, and we know how good a blocker he is. It just hasn't been clicking here in this bronze medal final. Bourne, he's pumped up, and all of a sudden the United States has stolen the momentum back from Team Canada, and the crowd a little bit shocked, but I would imagine they're going to get really loud here for this first match point that John Hyden and Bourne have. They're trying everything here in this center court arena. They have really stepped up their game. They've gotten louder than we've heard all week long. Is it going to be enough for Canada?
John Hyden serves for the USA. Schalk. Serve received now on the attack, Schalk. Oh, Hyden's picked it up. Now he gets a set from his partner. John Hyden ends it. It is bronze for the USA. It's a big upset. Number 12 seeds, Bourne, John Hyden get the better of Ben Saxton and Schalk. They did it in pool play, and they've done it when it matters here on centre court to end their 2016 tour with a massive PB, their first medal of the season in front of the Canadians in their own backyard. A great result for the Americans. Spare a thought for Canada. They found their game, but they found it, Dane, just a little too late in proceedings.
We got to give both teams a lot of credit. That was a high level, and we got the best volleyball right at the end right there. The Canadians elevated their game. The United States seemed to have an answer each and every time. And for John Hyden and Bourne, this is big. You know, they got a second.